How do I even begin this video? Oh, that's right. I clicked the play button. Oh man, that music is so good. 2021. Oh, okay. I just want to say, can I just say, I totally called this. I called it months and months and months ago when this first was announced. I called it and I was mocked. I was told by people that there was no way that this game was ever coming to Nintendo Switch. Hey everybody, welcome back to a new JRPG weekly update, limit-breaking news edition. And the news today is that Ys 9 Monstrum Nox is not only coming to the West here pretty soon in 2021, not only is it coming to PlayStation 4 and PC, but it's also coming to Nintendo Switch. Who could possibly have ever foreseen this happening? An interesting one. Let's reel it back. Let's step through this piece by piece. A couple of weeks ago, I talked a little bit about Falcom, how they had that interview where they basically said, we're not really very familiar with the Switch, so that's why we're not really developing anything for it right now. Also, we feel like all of our audience is on the PlayStation 4 right now, so that's what we're gonna just do. We're gonna focus on PlayStation 4, which was kind of the final nail in the coffin of my hope, my secret hope, that they were still secretly developing Ys 9 for the Nintendo Switch, because it kind of looked like a game for the Switch. It just looked that way to me. No offense intended. Calm down. You know, sometimes there's just nothing more gratifying than, especially after being mocked and told that you don't know what you're talking about, to finally be proven that your idea, your thought process, your inclinations did in fact hold merit, because what you said might happen, might be indicated by what we're seeing, is actually coming true. That's right. Ys 9 Monstrum Nox 2021, PlayStation 4, PC, and Nintendo Switch. And the game looks really good. I mean, it always has. I've always said that I feel like it looks like a Nintendo Switch game. Almost every single time that I've mentioned Ys 9 Monstrum Nox, almost in the same breath, I'm like, it just doesn't look like it's taking full advantage of the PlayStation 4 hardware. It just looks like a Switch game. I gotta be the one to say it, and I know that there are some rabid Ys fans who don't want to admit it, but this game, Ys 9 Monstrum Nox, it just does not look like it's taking full advantage of the PS4. We even got a few curveballs thrown at us by Falcom, who were saying things like, oh, we don't know how to program for the Nintendo Switch.
The plain and simple truth of it all is that we just don't have the know-how and the ability to be able to work on Switch games right now.
So that's kind of a bummer. It does kind of put the final nail in the coffin of the idea I was hoping for, that they were already secretly working on Ys 9 coming to Switch. Meanwhile, I was saying, well, that's what you hire people to do. No, they're such a small company, there's no way they could do that. Well, looks like they've sorted it out. If you don't know how to program for the Nintendo Switch, you can learn to program for the Nintendo Switch. I mean, Falcom isn't just the small company that they used to be. RPG fans aren't used to seeing this, but this is what happens when a small company who makes RPGs makes it big. They can start hiring people on to take on bigger projects, to start doing bigger and better things, especially when they do it right and not try to make a movie or something like that. Maybe this is one of those things where they're making it maybe a little underpowered so it'll port easily over to Nintendo Switch. People dogpiled on me. On the bright side, at least it looks basic enough that it should still be easy to port to Switch when NIS gets their hands on it. Knock on wood. Alright, be sure to flame me down in the comments below. And now things are coming up a little bit differently. Turns out this was all a gigantic flim-flam. They've been playing us from the start, and I couldn't be happier. So, Um, yeah, I guess that's really the really huge news that I just couldn't help but talk about. I just I mean, obviously this could have waited 5 or 6 days until the next GRPG weekly update, but I really just wanted to put this out there now because personally speaking, I've only ever played East 8 so far. I really want to play the others in this series, and I'm definitely going to be playing East 9 Monstrum Nox. But it just it feels good because I had developed a pretty good rapport with the game with East 8. I haven't played the others. I wish I had. I will eventually, but I really loved my time with 8 and I loved playing it on my Nintendo Switch and I just really wanted to play it. I wanted to play 9 on my Switch as well. And now it just explains so much, doesn't it? It's all coming together. It all makes so much more sense now that we know that it is coming to the Nintendo Switch and it's releasing on presumably the same day. It just says 2021. I suspect that means that it's all going to be like a global release, 2021 for the West, and it's coming to each of the platforms at the same time. That's what I'm taking away from it. We'll see what happens though. And also, the trailer that we got did confirm my suspicions that we would be seeing NIS America continue on with their recent partnership with Falcom in their localizing of games. And I know that a lot of people are still pretty butthurt over the events of Ys 8 and its initial release on Vita, on PlayStation 4, on PC, and the quality of the localization was, in fact, it was pretty poor. However, I feel like we've continued to see them support the game over time, you know? People can make mistakes, but they can also make up for their mistakes. Companies are better than the worst thing they have ever done. So I'm cautiously optimistic. Actually, when I say cautiously optimistic, I know a lot of fans are hoping and cautiously optimistic. I actually have, I want to say, I do have faith that NISA is going to come through on this because they know that they still have some egg on their face from the last time, and since then they've done some really great work. So, you can't just hold this East 8 thing against them forever. They did eventually make good, and even though the the PC version definitely still had some bugs, they did continue to make updates for the game, and last I heard, it is doing better. And they also introduced, or at least Falcom introduced, I'm not sure who did this, they introduced multiplayer to East 8. So, I think that on PC we'll probably see a better experience overall for fans of East when 9 comes out in 2021. Also, speaking of East and Falcom, um, Trails in the Sky, or sorry, Trails of Cold Steel 4 also just recently got a bit of a announcement. That's going to be coming out in October 27th of this year, actually, here in the West, which is really exciting. I've been playing through Trails in the Sky second chapter, not very far into it yet. It's pretty slow going, but I am enjoying my time with it, and I am falling in love slowly with the world of the Trails games, and uh, I, I'm definitely not going to be playing Trails of Cold Steel 4 when it first comes out, but I might buy a copy in advance anyway, just so I can support the development team and support I want more Trails. I've, it's happened. I've become addicted to Trails. What has become of my life now? And I guess with that, that's kind of really all that we really know so far about the game. I mean, we've seen lots of gameplay up to this point. Just the fact that it's coming to Switch just explains so much. And yeah, I'm just so glad that I don't want to be vindictive or say I told you so, but it feels good to be able to know that my instincts were correct, you know? It just it feels good. Anyways, I hope you guys don't mind this mess too much here. I I rearranged my office and my studio, and I think it's looking pretty good. I hope you guys enjoy it. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys next time. I am SuperDerek, and this has all been news to me. Have a good day, everyone. I guess you know, just goes to show, don't stop believing. Hang on to that feeling.